So we see this 29% drop to a record low for the month of October. I mean, we were expecting something like this. 30%, I think, was the expectation. What is the state of affairs with this chip shortage then? Because it's really clear to see how damaging this has been during this year for the sector.
Absolutely. I think we had kind of a barrel that was empty going into the month of October, and we had an issue in Southeast Asia with the COVID-19 outbreak that just sort of exacerbated the problem. So we had a problem where inventory was already really depleted and a lot of shutdowns of factories. We're starting to see some plants come back online. You mentioned earlier Herbert Diess at Volkswagen talking about hoping that we may have hit bottom finally. The concern is that we've hoped that at least 2 or 3 times already in this crisis. So it's hard to tell sort of what issue is going to come around the corner next.
Okay, so weak data, but a lot of hope. Mark?
Craig, this is all a supply-side story, or is it? Can we actually be sure that demand isn't just weak and automakers aren't just using chips as an excuse for those lack of sales?
Yeah, you could definitely quibble with some of the commentary with the car makers about, you know, particular models not doing so well. But I think from an overall perspective, when you look at the strength of the pricing for the industry, the extent to which cars are sort of hitting lots and selling right away, we've seen data that in the U.S., for example, you know, the amount of cars that are selling within 10 days of reaching a dealer lot is something like more than half of sales last month. So this is a situation where the consumer definitely wants these vehicles. You have waiting lists for certain models, and it's absolutely an issue of supply side, as you put it.
Yeah, I mean, waiting lists for electric vehicles certainly in the UK market, from my experience, pre-pandemic were really long, and now you have more people going after those cars, and of course production should be ramped up, but if it's held back by chips, that's the issue. Craig, thanks so much for joining us. Good to speak to you. Craig Trudell, Bloomberg's global car czar.